The Rhyme of Don Juan the Sane. From Corrigendum, dedicated to the memory of my friend Vincenzo Bamboo Turini, a sort of one-man army against the windmills set up by Muldoon. Out of the shadow of the hill, out of the folds of time, reared a man tall and thin, bearded, black-eyed, with a glint, Don Juan the Sane. I sell adventures, cried the dawn, adventures of every kind, adventures that will rattle you and send you back in time. So click-a-click he trotted off down that very road that a kingfisher was fain for calling all his own. There behold, on a downhill crest, where Fleet Street meets the stairs, a tower tall and fiery red, called the Don Alana wears. Ach, a tower, cried the Don, and felling Sam Bamboo, spend that afternoon erecting the working person's loo. The neighbours stared, the kingfisher glared, as his progress they gauged. The children played, and fun they made of this old and rusty sage. So it was, by the end of the week, not very far from here, the Tower Fleet Street took the chance of challenging Voltaire. Voltaire, as you all will know, was a famous engineer who built the tower high and wide, as Diogenes men here. Diogenes, now who was he? May well be your retort. He was a knight of old, full of muscle, grit and snort, who conquered Reginus's fort. He fought the Turks most valiantly, and it's far and wide proclaim that a huge boulder from his hands did soar on nagging pirates that came ashore, and Alasia free retain. But back to the skinny architect with a goatee greying beard, and the fantasy he had of chewing up our land, which from freedom's path careered. Freedom? What is freedom, you say? The herd's forgotten? Smothered the senator flame and the poppies of a northern May. Thank good for giving us the dawn, the good Don Juan the Sane, who insisted that it be reframed, drawn, quartered and displayed, and in the end achieved that aim. How exactly came about, it ain't rightly known, but ascertain with a glance, and trust the bard, it's not a farce. When you feel the borders part into territory unknown, a twinkle of the heart perhaps, a nearing of the brain, the singing of a note of two, a splash of pain 6 for 2, we can't all be the same. But halt! Who goes there mounted on a peg on the other side? It's Don Splazen the Black, a tower-chopping midget hat who's spoiling for a fight. Charging with a mini-axe and not concerned with right, he cuts the tower down, the phalanstery and its flags fall out of sight. Don the Sane heard the din and rose from the shade, where he rested from the sun to contemplate his jade. Back, villain, cried he, back, Blackheart, to Lucifer's domain, and charge him with a bamboo sword. Don Spasm he contained. They fought for days, those two, the black one and the white, and up rose tons of dust to hide them from our sight. The sun played with the dust, changing the clouds' tones, as bits of flesh and splints of cane fell out like drops of rain, with curses, grunts and moans. On Sunday, at 12 o'clock, before the bells had chimed, done no one the Sane extinguish the last flicker of a flame from the spasm's twitch so fain. So up went towers all colourful from here to Timbuktu, and books were published of the din, the fighting, and of the kill of the scar-faced buffoon. And Don, no one the Sane, the man of mighty girth, quietly resigned from the scene, mounted his horse machine, left the clue that he had been, and slipped onto his way. But before he spun himself over the mountainside, he watched advance on him a wrinkled, beggared man with a short and feeble stride. He was the ancient mariner, the sea's most famous seer. He was the ancient mariner, now turned to muleteer. Thank you.